Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Who's heard of all of these different names? Well, I'm sure that, especially in the past recent months, that all of you probably have. All these names are cryptocurrencies. So today I'm going to inform all of you about cryptocurrencies and how they are blockchains, how they have market caps, and lastly, how they have evolved over the past 10 years. Now that everyone is aware of what I will be speaking about today, let's dive into what a blockchain is. As I began my research, I came across a lifehacker.com article written by Jacob Kleinman in January of 2018 titled, "What is a Blockchain?" In Kleinman's article, he broke down what a blockchain is in a very simple way. So cryptocurrencies are blockchains. A blockchain is basically a safe, as pictured above. If you notice with this safe, it's clear because a blockchain is something that everyone has access to. Every public person, so everybody, can see what's inside of the safe. The thing is, only one person has an access code to access that safe. So although they're pretty open on what's inside, no one knows who made the transaction. So imagine if we had a room, or like in this room, if we had 10 of these safes lined up. Each safe represents a blockchain. So anyone, let's say me and Patrick were to have a transaction, only me and Patrick are aware of this transaction. I can give Patrick my safe ID number, which is basically the blockchain, where he can then basically drop money into that safe. So all of you can witness Patrick drop money into that safe, and everyone's aware of it, but I'm the only one that's capable of actually opening the safe because I'm the one with an access key. So essentially that's what a blockchain is in a very simple way. Something special about them is that in between each transaction there is an encryption code attached to it, which is what makes it so secure and private. Now that everyone has basic understanding of how cryptocurrencies are blockchains, I'd like to explain how they have a set market cap. So the way market cap works is there is only a certain amount of cryptocurrency coins basically out in circulation. So if you guys didn't know this, they're not actual coins. All it is a long password code attached to basically a coin, even though it's not really a coin. So it's just like gold or silver or any other special element. There's a finite number of cryptocurrencies on the planet. The cryptocurrency market cap peaked at $836 billion as of January 7th, but since then it has dramatically declined, losing more than half of its market capital. The graph I'm about to show you shows the increase up to 836 billion, and then the decrease over the next month of that. Since this graph was made, it's been a steady incline. It's not quite near where it was before. It's probably about halfway back up there. So market caps are set for each separate cryptocurrency because there's multiple ones. Like I said previously, there's Bitcoin, there's Litecoin, there's hundreds of different cryptocurrencies. So the way a market cap is set is for that. Let's use Bitcoin for an example. Let's say there were only 10 Bitcoins in circulation, which obviously there's many more than that. Let's say it was 10 cryptocurrencies in circulation. You multiply that by the price per coin, and that gives you your market cap. So it's pretty simple, and that's how investors value coins or cryptocurrencies. They don't use like earnings per share or anything like that like a typical stock market would. Instead, they use the market cap. So Bitcoin is currently dominating the cryptocurrency world, as it's currently holding 55% of the total market cap, which is stated in an article by Sam Jacobs on the Business Insider in January. The higher the market cap, the more steady the coin could be. So like if it had a really low market cap and there was a news article released on it, it could highly affect its value, which would allow it to fluctuate. Where something like Bitcoin, it also fluctuates very rapidly, but it's a little bit more steady. So considering that Bitcoin is the face of cryptocurrency, let's see how Bitcoin evolved over the last 10 years. So this is the graph of where Bitcoin started at and where it currently is today. The first successful cryptocurrency was in fact Bitcoin, which I'm sure all of you probably obviously know at this point. So back in March of 2010, was the first time the Bitcoin market opened at a mere third of a cent. On May 22nd of 2010, the first real-world purchase was used with Bitcoins, where a man purchased 2 large pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoins. 5 days after this transaction, the value of the Bitcoin actually raised 900%, up to 8 cents, which it's only 8 cents, but it's still a really large increase in 5 days. By February of 2011, Bitcoin reached $1, which was a huge thing for Bitcoin. By July 8th of 2011, it hit $31 per coin, but by December of that same year, the price bubble popped, and it dropped all the way down to $2. In the year of 2012, it slowly raised back up to $13, but in April of 2013, it hit $266 and was rising at a rate of 5 to 10% per day. By June of that same year, it dropped all the way down to $100. So as you guys notice, there's large fluctuations with cryptocurrencies, and it could set very little things could like set them off and make them peak. By November of 2013, so previously in June it dropped to $100, but by November it spiked all the way up to $1,242, which was the biggest spike cryptocurrencies have ever seen before. Through 2014, it fluctuated between $340 and $630, so it dropped back down again, and it was constantly fluctuating between those two values. In 2015, it started off at $200 and ended the year at $504, and in 2016, it spiked up at $780. Now in 2017, it was the biggest spike anyone has ever seen. It was the biggest spike anyone has ever seen because it went from $800, and by May it reached $2,000, and by December it was $17,900 per coin. So many of us are probably wondering how Bitcoin grew so rapidly in such a short amount of time. In Joseph Young's article on ccn.com, he explained how all this was possible. It was largely due to the fact that more and more companies began accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. Even WordPress, which I'm sure a lot of us use for our current blogs, decided that they were to use Bitcoin payments back in 2012. In 2013, the Texas federal judge actually ruled Bitcoin as a new form of currency. At that point, a lot of different businesses really started using Bitcoin and acclimating into their businesses as a form of payment. In 2014, a lot of restaurants, Overstock.com, even Microsoft started accepting Bitcoin as their currency. And then in 2017, businesses began to accept it, and even Russia, Japan, and Norway all passed laws allowing Bitcoin to be a legitimate currency. Now in 2018, it has received a slight dip, or a decent dip in its value due to the fact that a lot of regulations have been placed on Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in general, due to the fact that there's a lot of secrecy behind all the transactions made, which governments aren't a big fan of. So the regulations have been put in place, starting in South Korea. They're the first country to ban Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies because it's not allowing them to see who and what they're buying. So it's pretty crazy how Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies have evolved over the past 10 years. And now I hope that whenever you guys see the name Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, you all understand how exactly they got started and what exactly they are. And just imagine if you invested $10 in Bitcoin when it first opened, and if you were to sell them at their peak value, you would have $64 million right now, which is pretty crazy to think. In 8 years, you make $64 million based on $10. But yeah, so that's about it. Thank you.